What was putting you in solitary confinement?
So I wasn't in solitary confinement. Like that's like some military high level grade shit. But I was in the hole. I was in the hole, and I was in the cell by myself. You know,
Okay.
but we still could yell out the door to people in the
Gotcha.
hallway. You know what I mean? So I still had interaction. You know, little bit.
Got you. And
Yeah.
what was getting you into those in the first place, or what got you into prison in the first place?
Yeah. What got me into prison, dude? My exact charges.
And how old were you?
Yeah, 19 was when I went in, and let's see if I remember all 6 felonies right off the top of my head. It's 2 counts of stealing over 500, assaulting a law enforcement officer, escape from custody, stealing a motor vehicle, and I can't remember the 6th one, but it was burglary first. That was the biggest one, burglary first, 2nd degree, and that was the one that got me the 7-year sentence. Yeah, man.
Assaulting the police officer didn't get you much?
No, it was a Class C, and I got written up to be, and you would think like I would like, you know, tell the truth now after all these years, right? I did not really truly like assault him. He was pissed off because I escaped from him, and he was an older dude, and he was fucking pissed off. So when the Good Samaritan caught me and he grabbed me by the chains right here, he kneed me in my groin, but he said that I was going to headbutt him and stuff, but I wasn't. But I deserved every bit of that, of course, you know. But I did not assault him. Okay,
Put that on record right now.
I already did my time though, but just saying.
All right. Okay, so then it was the vehicle theft that got you 7 years.
The burglary first.
Burglary first,
because
okay.
it's secondary. So what we were doing, me and a bunch of my buddies, we didn't need to go steal because it wasn't like we were doing without. We were just being young, dumb teenagers, right? And we were going to hit up Clayton and Ladue and the nice parts of Missouri and or St. Louis, and all we would do is not all we do. What we were doing, being dumb idiots, we'd go in people's car that left unopened, hit it for whatever it had, and then if they had garage door openers, we'd open that. We'd drive off, go hit off some other stuff, and then we'd come back, and if the garage door was still open, whenever we came back 20 or 30 minutes later or whatever, then we'd go steal power tools or whatever out there. We were just stealing stuff, being stupid. And because we went into somebody's garage that's considered, you know, burglary first, breaking and entering, which is some serious stuff, you know, it's a Class B, and rightfully so, got in trouble for it, and I got a 7-year sentence out of that. I'm grateful for all that experience too, man. Everything. I wouldn't change none of that, man, because it really, dude, it taught me a lot, and all that trauma, you know, like I'm glad that I'm going in now and like healing that shit up. It truly does make you tougher. You know what I'm saying? It makes you can withstand more. You know, it makes you a better fighter, whatever you want to call it. But I truly believe that if it doesn't break you in the process.
And then so you went in at, you said 17 or 19?
19 when I went in. 17 when I caught a lot of those cases. 19.
And then so had you know, the psych wards and rehab, had that kind of, I mean, almost in a weird way prepared you for prison, or like were you going in there fresh like, fuck, I don't know what's
it did prepare you, because it's like, you know, it's like a school to prison, right? What I grew up in, kind of, in a sense, but nothing can prepare you for prison, because like you go in there and you see all the shit you see on TV, and if you're going in there at 19 years old like I was scared shitless, you know, like I was traumatic in and of itself, bro. And on top of that, when I first went to prison, after I sat in county for 6 months waiting to get sentenced, I went into Bonne Terre, which is a diagnostic center where all the people on the east side of Missouri that are going to prison go, no matter what your crime is, until they sort you out and figure out what level of prison you're going to go to. And so you can end up with someone with a life sentence like I did, you know, and you're only going in there for 4 months. And so you're sitting there every night like, this guy killed somebody, and I wonder if he's going to kill me because I have such a shorter sentence. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's literally what you're going to bed every night thinking, because this guy's a fucking psycho that you're living with in your 8x10 cell. It's fucking crazy, bro. Yeah. But this is, I forgot what the question was. I started rambling.
Yeah, no, you're good. Did the psych ward and everything prepare you for it? You said, yeah, it did.
It does, but
if you're going into prison, you're gonna be fucking scared shitless. No
scared shitless. You don't know what to expect, and you know, you try to prepare for it all you want, but at the same time though, it is not as hyped up as like what you see on TV. It's a lot different. Yeah, if you're a bad dude, you're gonna get eaten up in there. Like, what I mean by bad dude, like if you're like child molester, you're done for. what do you call it? If you're like a shady person, you get over on people, whatever, you're going to be, in prison, basically, if you stand on your own shit, you mind your own business, you know what I'm saying? You're going to be all right.
There's a code in there still.
Yeah.
Just right. Okay.
You know? And there's a lot of there's a lot of scumbags in there, but that are truly are like, man, I feel bad for them, but they just been through so much evil and shit, and as a young childhood, and like there ain't no fucking coming back for some of these dudes. Like I've literally seen dudes like that, like they're just like God is the only person that can, you know, like these people are like some fucked up people, you know. But then you also got mostly guys that are good dudes that just made some dumb decisions in there. You know what I'm saying? And there are some good dudes in there, and there's, like I said, there's some scumbags in there.
So and then you said you would get sent to the hole. Is that like kind of what happens? Is that for fighting? Is that for,
yeah,
you know,
I've been down there for fighting before. Obviously you're going to get in a couple fights, you know, when you first get in there, just people test you whatnot.
That's
but
pretty much like guaranteed
for the most part. You know, you're going to get tested some way. You know, you may not get in a fight or something, but the people are going to like to see if you're going to stand on your own, or if they're going to be able to punk you out of everything, and you know, whatever. But I went to the hole for this. I'll tell you about this crazy time, man. I went to the hole for tattoo violations. So I'd get tattoos in there, and then if you get caught because it weren't on your sheet or whatnot, then you get written up, and then you get in trouble or whatnot. And you know, they start off with room restriction where you got to wear this we call them deer hunter vest, because it's an orange vest or whatever, and you have to wear that anytime you leave the room, and then you have to stay in your room at all times except for to shower and to go to eat. Well, I got a bunch of tattoo violations, and so they sent me down to the hole for 60 days. And dude, 2 weeks into it, I get called back to the captain's office, and what do you call it? I'm in shackles and cuffs, you know, and we go from the hole, and the hole is literally, it's the prison inside of the prison. It's like dark, dirty, lonely, depressing until you clean up the cell, and then it's not dirty anymore, but it's fucking filthy when you first get in there, because there's just some nasty people in there. But after I get done with it, you can eat off the cell, off the floor. But you know, so it's just not a good place. You know, it's and you're trapped in this cell. You know, you can walk 3 steps this way, 3 steps the other way, and that's it. And you get out for showers 3 times a week, and if you're lucky, you get to go out a couple times a week to the cages for an hour outside. You know, get some sunlight if you're lucky. So I get called back to the captain's office. I'm in shackles and cuffs. Go back there. I'm 21 at the time, 2 years in. You know, this is during a 4-year stint, and I'm 2 years into it. And he's sitting back behind the desk with his white shirt and his gold badge, black hat on, me mug. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, "Mr. Babcock, how long you been locked up?" And I'm like, "I ain't got nothing to say, man. Put me back in my cell." You know, because I'm thinking that somebody told on me for something, or they're trying to get me to tell on somebody else. And I'm like, "I don't got nothing to say," or whatever. And he's like, "Well, you know, when you come back down here, it's nothing good, right?" I was like, "I don't have nothing to say. Just put me back in my cell, man. You know, I'm getting out in whatever, 45 days, whatever at the time." And he's like, "Yeah, we got a call, and your mom let us inform us that she found your sister dead in a bathroom with a needle in her arm." And so, like, I wasn't expecting that, you know what I'm saying? And I just remember it just hit me, and I sat there for like a few seconds or whatever, and then like my vision blacking out, and then it coming back, and just tears busting out. It gave me a 30-second phone call to my mom.
Fuck. Yeah.
We're crying, telling each other we love each other, and then the phone disconnects, and then I asked to be put back because I had a cellmate, and I asked to be put back in the cell because the hole wasn't even filled up at the time. I asked if I could get a cell by myself, and luckily the guards were cool, you know what I'm saying, because they didn't have to, but they let me get a cell by myself for the next 3 days. And all I did was just sit there and cry and think about, you know, all, like, you know, in those situations you start thinking about all the mean and hurtful things you do to that person or whatever, and the goodbyes you don't get to tell them and shit like that. It was tough. And I remember that 3rd day though, dude, I just woke up. And I just was like, man, God, I don't know why, you know, like, I don't know why I'm still here, but I know there's a reason. What can I do right now to find happiness and peace? And, you know, that question led me, you know, God in that moment, and that question led me to, you know, putting together this crazy OCD routine, bro. Like, I'm talking about OCD don't have shit on me. Like, it was like to the T every single day, doing the same exact thing, toothpaste in the same exact place, work out at the same time, clean up the cell at the same time, everything, you know.
And that came from just, you know, asking God for something to
like I
show you light.
Yeah, it's like, what can I do right now to find happiness, peace? And he gave me it, and he was like, you know, you're trapped in a cell, you don't really have much freedoms, but you could respond this way and, you know, take responsibility for what you do have, you know what I'm saying, and maintain that. And just those little acts of you know, praying, being thankful for the food that was coming in, and being thankful that I had heat and cooling, or it was summertime at the time, I had AC. Thankful just that, you know, that I was alive, you know, just little stuff like that. That I, cleaning up every day, that I was healthy, you know, I would pray, being thankful that I was able to work out and had a healthy body. Little things like that changed the whole like outlook. And like, dude, I found at that time was like the most peace that I've ever been at myself in my life at that time, at the end of that. And I had just lost my sister and went through some real dark shit.
Man, that's so. My buddy Mark, who I mentioned before, you guys like, you have something similar going on of this thing where it's like in prison, terrible things are happening, obviously, but you, like, it seems like the people that truly get rehabilitated from prison or while they're in there is like gratitude is the first thing that comes about.
Grateful for just to be alive, man, for what you do have, you know. I had to remind myself of that lesson here, you know, because I kind of got away from that being here at this house where I'm at now. Like, it's a nice house, you know. And that like after all that success, like I started getting like I caught myself and started getting a little grandiose there, man, and like a little cocky even, and like that was never me. And I started not liking who I was becoming. This was, you know, prior to that 2021 experience, you know, and whatnot. But when I was noticing that grandiosity and stuff, and then even here, dude, like after we moved here, like I still got to remind myself, like sometimes I'll drive down to Ferguson, you know what I mean, and just drive through there and be like, okay, man, be grateful, you know, like we're not here no more, you know, be grateful for what you got.
How did, if you don't mind me asking, how did your sister get into, was it heroin that she overdosed on?
Yeah.
How did she get into that?
Man, I was doing it too. Just the neighborhood that we grew up in, and I don't know like the real reason, but I believe it was because of, you know, the experiences that we went through, you know, of losing a dad. You know, she lost her dad, was in a bad neighborhood with bad influence, and, you know, just didn't have that guy, and didn't really have a father figure after that, you know. And I truly believe, like, man, you need a father figure and a mother figure in the home, you know. I mean, you do. There's plenty of kids that go on to be successful that don't or whatnot, or go on to live good lives or whatnot after. But you look at it, man, it's like, it's overwhelmingly like a home that's not broken. It's the kids go on to do a lot better, you know. So that's what I want to provide for my kids.